All still getting there. I can see 1, 2, the G1 coming around well. She'll put it down best.
Hi Ron, John McLeod from Macbet. We're just going to go through our Macbet miracles and bad beats for this week. As far as Macbet goes, we had a pretty up and down week. We didn't finish it off well. We're coming to probably Sunday about square, maybe a touch in front, and then Sunday was bad. I sort of made a blue with one race there. I thought this horse would lead quite easily and be very hard to run down, and he actually didn't lead. There was some more pressure put into the race, and it set it up for our second pick to run over the top of it, and it run second. So pretty disappointing sort of race. I think we sent it out around the 3:30 mark or something, and we got into about 260 at one stage, and it rebounded back to around the 290, but didn't really matter about the price. It run second, so that was disappointing. But as far as the miracles and bad beats go, I picked out a race on Saturday. Now, I'm just going to show you this race. It was Tessark and Royal Hale. Royal Hale being the miracle and Tessark being our bad beat. Now, I'm going to say that I was on Tessark, so everyone can make up their own mind on whether it should have won or not. So, but I was on it. So it's not one that I've just picked out that I thought, oh geez, that was a certainty beat. I had my cash on it, so it wasn't. I was feeling the pain anyway. What's happened here is Ben Alyssa's on this horse in the red and the white. That's Tessark. Royal Hale's the yellow with Maloney on it. And there's a horse just, you can't see it that much in the blue colours, a horse called Norm's Choice. Now, Norm's Choice won a 1200 metre race at Ipswich and led first up. Tessark's coming back from 1400 back to 1200. So Norm's Choice is obviously going to show more speed than Tessark, but what Alyssa did wrong was he tried to get around Norm's Choice. Now, Norm's Choice has come out and was ridden a little bit coldly, but how Tessark thought he'd get around some of these horses is just beyond me. Or how Alyssa thought he'd get around them is beyond me. Just made the blue in the first couple of hundred metres or 150, which just cost him the race. Now, what I'm going to show you is our two sectionals. One's gone around about 8 lengths fast, and our personal one is about 9 lengths fast, and they've got home. Both sets of sectionals are saying around about 5.5 lengths slow. So the leaders were, disadvantaged, and the back markers were advantaged completely here. So I'm just going to play this. You can see what happens with Tessark here when it catches up. He's pushing and shoving, trying to get around Norm's. Now, Norm's is easing. Now, he was going to fluke it, but Norm's then slowly decided, okay, I'm just going to let him go a bit. Alyssa's in all sorts of trouble here now. Now, he's working through this pace of 8 or 9. Out 3 wide, so he's in trouble. The other one, Royal Hale, is on the inside just smoking his pipe, Maloney. So it's just a real problem here. You're sort of just shaking your head. It can't win, especially with this speed on it. If they were going slow, it was possible that he was able to handle it, but you can't do that, go through a fast sectional and go 3 and 4 wide and see it keep coming. Here I was expecting him to drop out, and he just kept coming down to the line. Royal Hale got the split after a little while, and all these horses are walking because they're getting to the line so slow. But Tessark's still trying. He's still trying. And even here, when Royal Hale got away from him a bit, Tessark, when he started to hit him, he started to, come to the line just as good as him. So I think that if Tessark was able to get into that 4th or 5th position, he would have been able to win for sure and certain. Now, the question mark is whether I thought he would get into 4th or 5th or 6th. That's where I had him. The thing is, if he come out negative on this horse, we'll just go back to the start. If he come out negative, he's probably going to have to be last. Now, if he come out real negative, he might have been able to sneak in behind and find the fence real quick, but it would have been a fluke ride if he was able to do that. If he was jagged it and went straight back to the inside. Now, if he didn't, he's probably going to be back on the inside of the 1 back here, and he's probably going to be back following Royal Hale. if he would have come back. So I would have been very happy with him about here, just in front of the grail, following Royal Hail with all this speed up front was going to be perfect. So what he did wrong was in the initial stages, Lissa tried to get around a horse that was a 1,200 metre leader the previous start, and he was a 1,400 horse coming back to 1,200. So he just didn't do his homework properly. That was the whole thing. Bad blue on his behalf. After probably 150 metres, he knew he was gone and he couldn't do anything about it. But he never had a plan in his head of what to do, or the plan he had was to get around norms, and that was not going to happen. So it was a bad plan. But anyway, we all have bad plans that don't come off, but that was just in hindsight, that's what he should have been doing, and I just thought it was the bad beat of the meet, and consequently the miracle was Royal Hail, because he's sitting back here smoking his pipe in a speed of 8 to 9 and getting home 5 lengths slow. It's just a perfect race set up for him to just win. So the only thing is, I'll say with Royal Hail, it's going to take improvement out of the race, or out of the run, just because he had a bit of a skin irritation going into the race, I heard, supposedly, and when you looked at him in the yard, he did have had that type of thing. He would say there's definite improvement in him. So I would have thought Tessa would have beaten him for sure. Anyway, that's all from me. We'll be back next Monday. This week for Macbet, we've got races on Wednesday. We've got 2 meetings on Friday, which we'll probably do the Friday night one, and we might do a couple of races at Gatton. And then we've got the 2 meetings on Saturday plus another one on Sunday. All right, we'll talk to you next Monday. Cheers, everyone.